My name is Reilly Kuhn, and I'm a 2015 graduate of Auburn High School. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe in this quarantine. I am also in medical school, so I'm doing the online curriculum right there with you guys, and know that it can sometimes be a struggle, but we're trying to make your learning a little more fun and show you a little bit of geography. I was in quite a few classes when I was in high school with Mrs. Jones and did a 2018 trip to India when I was in college, so I'm going to share a little bit about that trip. If you have any more specific questions about India or my trip in general, feel free to email me. I'll attach my email at the very end. But for the time being, enjoy some of my favorite parts of India that I'm going to show you, and I hope you all are doing well. So as I mentioned, I went to India in 2018, and if you aren't familiar with India, India is a country in South Asia, and it is surrounded by Pakistan, Nepal, China, and Bangladesh. And it is also surrounded by the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, and the Bay of Bengal. The capital of India is New Delhi, and most often when people travel there, they travel to New Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur, and this is commonly called the Triangle of Travel. So New Delhi is the capital, and people go to Agra to visit the Taj Mahal, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world, and then people also go to Jaipur. My flight to India was about 20 hours in total, so it is really far away from here, so it is quite the flight, and to me, it's one of the most diverse places to travel. 22 languages in 22 probably more languages in India, with Hindi and English being the most common. And the 3 major religions that are practiced in India are Hindu, Muslim, and Christianity. This is one of my favorite pictures that I took when I was in India. I know Mrs. Jones loves the Taj Mahal, and it is absolutely gorgeous, and pictures don't do it justice because it is so large. And it's all made of marble, and you actually can go up and inside the Taj Mahal. You have to wear little fun slippers, which is actually kind of fun because they don't want you tracking in mud, but it opens very early in the morning, which is why you can see in my photo it's kind of dark and foggy. So we went there bright and early in the morning, and we spent the entire day looking around because it is so massive. This was a painting on the side of a building of Mahatma Gandhi, and I'm sure all of you are familiar with Gandhi and his peacemaking, but Gandhi was really well known in India, and we actually got to see a lot of museums in India about Gandhi and his nonviolent independence movements for peace. He advocated for civil rights for all of the Indians and did a lot of wonderful things. He basically lived a life of minimalism and was really just in it for making life peaceful for all those who deserved it. This was known as the Amber Fort or the Amber Palace, and this is located in Jaipur, which is one of the cities that I mentioned in the Triangle of Travel, where a lot of visitors go each year. And it was really amazing because it is a fort. It was meant to keep people out, and it is absolutely beautiful in this amber color, and it is also just absolutely gorgeous on the inside with lots of gardens, and you could actually go into the inside. But what was really fun about this trip was that we rode elephants up into the fort, and elephants used to be a form of transportation, and now they're more used for tourism, but we were able to ride elephants up if we so chose, and it was absolutely amazing because not often do you get to ride elephants. And so it's really fun. We just hopped on and rode it all the way up, and it was a very, very slow trip to the top because they're pretty slow animals, but really awesome. This is a picture of the Yamuna River, which is one of the most sacred rivers in North India. This river is really special and important to a lot of people of the Hindu religion. They use this for sacred purposes, for religious affiliation, and they use it for everyday needs. They bathe in this, they use it for cooking, they use it for cleaning their homes. Actually, when we were there, we saw a lot of people taking cloth and clothing down to the river to wash it. So unfortunately, this is one of the most polluted rivers also. As you can see in the picture, there's a lot of what you see as runoff or oil spills and trash. So this is really unfortunate that while it is one of the most sacred rivers, it is very polluted, and there's a lot of conversation going on with being able to try to save this river. and try to get rid of a lot of the pollution. As you can see in the middle of the river, you can see some cows and pigs that were also there, which also leads to a lot of the pollution that's in the river as the animals are getting rid of their waste in the river, and then this is harming a lot of the people, which is why they're having so many problems with sanitation in the country. I thought this would be an interesting picture to attach. This is called a step well, and it's interesting because we don't really see these ever in the United States, but a step well is a man-made well, and when the water falls during rainfall, the water collects at the bottom. And you can get to these wells via a series of steps. So if there's a lot of rainfall, the water is obviously going to raise, and you don't have to go down very many steps in order to collect the water. However, if the water is low, you have to go down a lot of steps in order to collect the water. And because India is so populated, water is definitely quite the resource. And so these are seen all over, and a lot of them aren't used too much anymore, but they were definitely used in years past. This form of transportation is called a tuk-tuk, and it is what I would say our version of a taxi. And so you hop in, they take you wherever you need to go, and you pay them at the very end. And they're very small and very compact, so not very many people can fit. But when we were driving along, you could see family members just piled into these tuk-tuks, and I guess it's like a little Uber. So this was interesting, and they're small because there are so many cars and tuk-tuks on the road that these little things can kind of weave in between cars, and that actually brings me to another point in that their road system is just kind of chaotic. There are signs, but there really aren't any lines on the road or anything. It's kind of just a free-for-all, so people can drive wherever they want. I would highly encourage you all to kind of look up a video of what their road systems are like, and let me know if you would like to drive on those roads. It was very common to see these spice markets when you were in the downtown districts of India. People would be selling spices, grains, nuts, whatever you can think of. They were probably selling it at the markets. I'm not sure if any of you have ever had any Indian food or Indian dishes, but I would highly encourage you to. There used to be a restaurant in Springfield called House of India. I'm not sure if it's still there, but I would recommend that you and your family members or friends check it out because the food is delicious. But one of the common spices that's used in the United States and in India that originates from India is called curry, and it is absolutely delicious. It's a combination of, turmeric and pepper and a lot of different things. But this was really fun to go through the spice markets and kind of get a whiff of all the different spices and kind of try them. I actually brought them home for souvenirs for my family members because it's a fun thing to try out new spices when you're cooking. This is an image that I took from Google. However, it kind of shows what typical dress or clothing is for Indian women. A lot of Indian women wear saris, which is the clothing that they're wearing. However, when they're being more casual, they will often wear kind of a longer tunic and leggings or tights on the bottom. And I'm sure in this picture you notice that the women have the red dot in the middle of their eyebrows. This is known as a bindi. And there are a lot of different reasons that women often have the bindi between their eyebrows. One of those is that it's a Hindi tradition for people to have the third inner eye. The first two, traditional eyes that you have are for seeing the external world, while the bindi, which is their third eye, focuses more towards God and signifying a life that is a constant reminder of seeing God at the center of their thoughts. Another reason that women would wear the bindi between their eyebrows is a sign of marriage. So women will receive this during their marriage ceremony. And for the guys watching this video, this is typical dress casual for the males in India. Just button-down shirts and jeans and khakis. Unless you're going to a fancy function or a work event, you most likely will not be in anything, too fancy. And a lot of the children run around just wearing very casual clothing like we would here in the United States. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Kind of give you a glimpse of what India life is like. And if you have any questions, I'm going to attach my email. Please reach out to me. if you have any questions, and travel as much as you can. Take every opportunity you have to travel. You really can see a lot about the world and all the cultures around you. Hope you all are doing well and staying safe, and hope that you get to be back in school soon. See you later.